All right, everyone, we are wrapping up the showcases for Summer Game Fest, and we're kind of losing our minds over here. So we have the Xbox showcase, and we had the Nintendo Direct today, and holy smokes. We will find words, but it was, I think all of us had our jaw dropped today, and we're struggling to reconcile whether or not this was real life, because this Direct was insane. But before we get into the showcases, Mags, how's it going?
Hi, I am doing great just because of all this amazing news that we've had. It just makes me feel like I really need to kick it into gear because I am working on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth still. But after all these announcements, I'm like, okay, I can't lollygag. I have got to
Oh my gosh.
focus and get this game done. Not that I want to rush through all the good stuff, but just making sure that I'm staying focused and putting time into it because we have got a lot of games to play this year, and that is so exciting. So,
and the beginning of next year too, like everything from the whole showcase, like from here to let's call it March of 2027, it's going to be insane. So
yeah. You got to buckle up, y'all.
Got to buckle up, baby.
And get
Gonna
ready.
have to go talk to my employer, be like, you may not see me for the next 6 months, but please continue to pay me. That would be
and
wonderful.
I'm okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. And I'm fine. Everything's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Slam, what's going on, homie?
Oh, not much. I'm a little under the weather, so if my voice sounds a little raspy, that's what's going on in the streets.
The Slam Zany streets.
That's right.
Cold
Spam
medicine zany. And all that good stuff. But yeah, spam. I love that. But I've been good. I've been playing some games. Really, not much has changed over the last week. I did dip into Dragon Quest II, kind of still playing around with that a little bit. I'm after the Final Fantasy VII remake Revelations announcement. I have thought about just going back and replaying Remake and Rebirth, especially since both of those are on the Switch too.
And look great.
Yeah, they look amazing. Actually, like I started up Remake, played for a couple hours the other night. I was like, this is incredible. Like, it is shocking, honestly, what the Switch 2 is capable of. Xenoblade Chronicles came out today, and I've been saying on the show, I want to play Xenoblade from the beginning again, from 1. And here they are, just being like, here you go. So I might have to start that.
Freaking wild, dude.
And I don't
so
even know
tempting.
What to do with myself. I don't even know what to do with my hands.
No, I think we're all feeling like that. Like, we don't know, like, how are we even supposed to function?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, Slam, I got good news for you, buddy. When you're sick, your voice just sounds more like Slam Zany ASMR. So I think the listeners here are really going to enjoy this. Yeah.
I hope so. So.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm here with you. So
thanks.
Let us know in the comments. Yeah. How do you feel about Slam Zany ASMR? Yep. Let us know. Yep. And over here, I'm doing good. Like Slam said, not too much has changed. I am on disc 4 of The Legend of Dragoon. So I am actually going to finish the game. I got my party of Dart, Albert, and Meru, and they've all maxed out their final editions. And so I'm just going in there and shredding through everything, and it's awesome. So I'll get to it. Actually, I have this funny story real quick. I found this to be hilarious. So I had the girls with me and we were playing, and they got super into it. We were fighting this boss, and it was like really hard. There was a couple times I had to rewind because I made some stupid decision and I had to like figure it out. And why not use the emulation features on the PS5? And their mom called just to check in, see how they're doing. And Laura locked in for like 10 whole minutes about Legend of Dragoon. She's like, oh, how's your day? And Laura was like, oh yeah, we went and did this thing in town. And, there's this cool little like arts fair, summary things that we did. That's fun. And then she's like, cool, what else did you do with your day? And she was like, we were playing Legend of Dragoon and we were fighting this boss and Meru did this attack and it was so cool. But Albert was giving us this cool shield. But then we had to go back because people kept dying. And there was this attack from the boss where there was a big circle and an arm that came out. And she just like was going into excruciating detail. And I was like, my girl, let's go. So I thought that was hilarious and precious. And I had to tell that story. So
I love that.
Yep. Shout outs to my babies. I don't know if they'll ever watch these episodes, but if they do, I love you girls.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Oh, that would be fun. This could be the time capsule. They can look back at their old silly father from when they were young. All right.
Yep, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, he's like 65 and he's still acting like an idiot. I don't know what's going on.
Still making this podcast.
We could be only so lucky if that was the case, honestly.
Old Mags, old Slam, and old Brandon. We're still talking about RPGs.
We'll be the oldsters.
We like them. What can we say?
Truly, the legacy and level up legacy.
We'll be way leveled up by then, y'all.
I know. We'll get there. Stick around, folks. We're going to be here for a long time.
If you're tired of us, too bad.
Yep. Gotta stick around. All right. Well, speaking of old, just trying to come up with some transition here. Let's talk about Xbox.
Okay. All right.
There's an obvious winner or set of winners in this showcase, but there are a few other games that I think were exciting for me personally that I think are worth talking about, but we'll do the rounds. Slam, how did you feel about this one overall? What would you grade it? We'll do the same thing we did last time. And were there any other highlights besides the obvious of Persona, which we'll get to?
Look, I could come out here and tell you this is a B, but I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because Persona freaking 6 was announced.
That's
okay.
Right.
And Persona 4 Revival was shown, and it's beautiful, and it has golden content.
It's gold.
And
it's freaking
amazing.
golden. Let's go.
This is an A. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't. I mean, this could have been 5 hours long, and if they showed Persona 6 and Persona 4 Revival with a day, I still would have given it an A. That's just me.
He's just a fan. Biggest Persona fan I know.
But I also got to give him credit. I think the show flow went well. I think there were a lot of good games here. Like the Spyro announcement,
yeah, dude.
I thought that was pretty cool. The Gears of War, like opening with Gears of War, I thought was really cool. I like Gears of War. And it seems like they're going to be bringing back exclusives to a certain extent, because that one is console exclusive, at least.
Yep.
What else? Oh yeah, that Xbox Series X 25-year anniversary edition. I thought that looked cool. But most importantly, Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi, dude. Oh my god.
That looked good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The whole showcase felt so nostalgic because like we were getting, I mean, I know Gears has like been around, but something about like starting with Gears, seeing Spyro, seeing Crazy Taxi, like I don't know, it just felt like, is Xbox like, are we back? Are we making some moves here?
Maybe.
Feel
Castlevania was there.
Yeah, Castlevania. We're like heading in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fable trailer was cool, but most importantly, it's the Persona reveals, and we'll talk about them after we all go through our impressions. But yeah, that's where I land on it.
Yeah. All right, Max.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I would maybe give it a B+, not because I think it's like any worse than what like Slam was describing. Just for me personally, like as far as the games announced, Persona, those are really the only two that I'll probably play realistically, at least at launch. Maybe I'll check out Fable eventually based on reviews and whatnot. But I thought it was great, and it was surprising. Like I felt like there were some surprises at the showcase. Obviously, we knew Persona was going to be there. Like Atlas kind of had a tease before the showcase, but I felt like there were some genuinely good surprises. There was a good variety of games there. I felt like it was a better variety than what we thought or what we saw at the State of Play. Yep. And so that also just kind of bumped it up for me, because inevitably everyone's going to compare Xbox and Sony's presentations against one another. That's just what we do. And so I just think in general, they had a better lineup, more variety, more surprises, and just some really cool things that I would have never expected to see there that made me rethink, like maybe they do have a little bit more insight on some of this stuff than I thought. Because I just haven't really been giving Xbox a lot of credit lately, and this definitely shifted that a little bit in my mind.
Yeah. Go ahead and finish up, and then I'll give my take.
Oh no, I'm done. I think it just I think the fact that it made me shift my perspective of them a little bit is really good, and it's not what I expected. So I give him high praise for that.
Yeah, I was going to say
Max?
B plus.
B plus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say, so for me overall, I'll be honest, I want to give it an A. But I want to give it an A because I was really happy to see certain things. I think objectively, if I gave SGF an A, I'd have to give this like a B plus. I feel like that's fair, where you landed, Mags.
Yeah.
But as I was watching this, I think I said out loud, like, okay, Xbox, I see you. Like, their president came out. She's talking about exclusives again. And I thought that Xbox was like so far off the deep end that they had just completely lost sight of their console strategy altogether. And to be fair, I still think there was some stupid moves that they made that I think they already announced and had to commit to. So like Halo looks amazing. It's going to come to PS5. I'm going to buy it on PS5. If for no other reason but the fact that I find it fascinating that I'm getting Halo on the PS5.
It's just a weird anomaly. Like, what?
But like Fable 2 is going to also have a PS5 version. And I see them stepping in the right direction with bringing back exclusives, but I feel like the stronger strategy would have been to be like, we made a mistake. We're reeling that in. I know you can't do that once you've made these deals with like Sony, right? So
that's tough.
In the future, they may shift back into that. But seeing them acknowledge that exclusives are important was really interesting and made me excited because I feel like exclusives breed more competition and that's better for the overall industry. And I know I've crapped on Xbox a lot on this channel for the decisions that they've been making, but I would love to see Xbox come back. Like, let me make myself very clear. I would love to see them get their exclusives, get their strategy down, get some physical stuff going again, like and build that brand again so that people get excited about being Xbox gamers, not just games that you can get on a streaming service and blah, 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 which is where we're currently at right now. So that's why I feel like I want to give it an A, even though I'll give it a B plus, because they just took a step in the direction that I didn't expect from them, and I was really excited to see. Spyro was super exciting to see. Love Spyro, super nostalgic, looked amazing. I did not expect it to be a Spyro game. When that trailer was starting to play, I was like, what is this? And then Spyro freaking shows up, and I was like, yo, okay, this looks really freaking good. So I was super excited about that. Castlevania Belmont's Curse looks amazing. Got your female protagonist, Mags, and it looked really incredible. Like, Castlevania's back. Let's go. Let's see. We had Crazy Taxi. I'm looking at the list here for the things that I was excited about. Crazy Taxi. Where we go? Okay, we had Persona.
I think the new Plague Tale looks good as well.
Yeah, Resonance. I was about to say Resonance, Plague Tale Legacy.
Great.
Yeah, and Halo. I got to talk about Halo for a little bit because I love Halo. Like, this looked so freaking good. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be extra content," and I think it's like $49.99 or something like that. Like, it's not like a full priced new game. Looks amazing. I already loved this game, but I'm way more excited about that than I expected. Fable with Haley Atwell, like, shout outs to Haley Atwell.
I know, she's a queen.
Did you see all the stuff on Twitter that was like, hey, can we delay the game so that we can make her a romanceable villain? That would be great. Thanks.
Please and thank you, Xbox.
Yeah.
No, I love her,
man.
and that's such a cool get for that game because it's been in development for a long time, and it just feels like this is kind of the next iteration of Fable and kind of our first glimpse
Yeah.
of it on modern platforms. What's it going to look like? What's it going to play like? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looks really promising, and I'm excited for fans of that franchise. You know,
It really felt like Fable too.
yes,
Like watching the trailer and everything, I was just like, okay, like the stuff that we've already seen has been fun. Don't get me wrong, but like there was something about the way they did this trailer that was like, okay, Fable is back. Like this feels like Fable. So yeah, I was really excited about that. Oh, and then Gears. Like I'm not even a huge Gears of War guy, but there was something about seeing Gears and being like, I think this is Gears. I think that, yep, this is definitely Gears.
it was kind of like horror-esque at first.
It's
there was
Max
like
game.
zombies,
chainsaw cutting through everybody. Yeah. There was just something about it, like seeing the characters that they've had in the other games, like coming together, and it felt kind of classic Gears. And I don't know, it just, again, it kind of spoke to this overall feeling that Xbox is like, you know what? Let's get back to the basics on some of this stuff and do.
Yeah, they did stray
that are
so far off the beaten path. Man.
Yeah.
Like pouring so many resources into experimental things, like from a business standpoint,
right?
That you know, the Xbox Anywhere and multi-platform for all their exclusives after spending so much money on all these studios,
all the acquisitions. Yeah,
it was just a really weird direction they were going in this generation.
Yeah. So this showcase to me was exciting because it felt like they're addressing some of those things. And then of course we got Persona 4 Revival and Persona 6. And Persona 4 Revival, when I was watching that trailer, Marie showed up and I screamed. I was like, it's golden content! Like I was freaking out. I was so excited. And then I didn't need them to confirm it anymore, but like I went onto their website afterwards and it just straight up said Persona 4 Golden. And I am so happy. This looks so freaking good. They got all of the quality of life stuff from the modern games. You got your baton pass, the way the characters are interacting in battle. It looks so good, and the characters look amazing. You could tell the voice acting is a little bit different. Mags, for you probably won't care as much. For me, some of the characters, like I'm going to need to get used to it. Like Yosuke sounds different.
That's totally understandable. And a lot of people have issues with that. And I get it. You know, I think that they wanted to just, with these remakes, it just feels like they want to go in a different direction in terms of cast. Like, I don't know if they even reached out to any of the original cast,
I think
at least from what we know.
Yuri Lowell like post some tweet about like asking or begging and then not bringing it back in or something.
That's actually how we learned about the game's existence. Because he mentioned that and then he deleted it. But like it was this whole thing where it's like, what is he talking about? And then the news broke. But I don't know. I can understand them wanting to maybe kind of like have a refresh on the game. I'm sure it'll be a little bit jarring at first, but it looks, I mean, everything else seems really good.
Yeah, and Persona 3 Reload, like I know they changed some of the voice actors as well, and it was so good. The presentation, the delivery, all of that stuff. So I have full confidence this is going to be amazing. But even it was interesting to me because some of the characters like Chie and even Teddy, because of the new voice actress delivery, it felt like it was kind of a new take on the character. Like I think I said to you guys, like I think Chie is going to get a lot more love in this game than she did in the original one. And I think part of that is going to be the visuals, but part of it's going to be the delivery of the voice actress. Like the trailer itself made her feel like, I don't know how to say this, like a slightly more approachable version of Chie versus the original. And I don't hate Chie Slam.
Hey, I just think that she doesn't get enough love out there. All right.
I am so excited to meet her. I've heard from so many people that like Mags are going to love Chie. And I'm
Chie
like,
is
okay.
awesome.
So I have high expectations for this character. when playing the game because of that.
She gets like strawmanned a lot, to be fair. And to be
Mm.
more fair, she gets strawmanned a lot by the spin-offs that they made for Persona 4. So like if you played 4 or 4 Golden, you get the full character. If you've played Persona Q, Persona Dancing All Night, or like any of these other Personas where Chie shows up, she's like relegated to this like early version of herself where she's slightly obnoxious and obsessed with meat. And like, that's it. Like she's a carnivore
so
and she's
they
kind
make
of
her a
annoying.
joke.
Yeah.
Basically.
And versus like the actual game. So
yeah.
So I think she's much better in the actual game, but I do feel like the trailer showed a version of Chie that's going to be I think she's going to be more well received this time around.
That's interesting because I feel like I saw some commentary about that with Yukari in Persona 3 and how she was portrayed in Reload versus like the originals. And like some people liked it and some people didn't because of like how the like delivery was and how like just overall like what her characterization, like how it changed from those. So I wonder if it's a similar circumstance here.
Yeah, we'll see. But even Teddy, like he didn't have a lot of screen time, but he was the delivery of his voice actor in that moment was much less obnoxious than what you would expect from Teddy. And I personally don't have an issue with Teddy. I feel like he's kind of a fascinating character study of like what culture is like. So we'll see how that goes in this new version. But I just found it interesting. Like he also seemed like there was going to be a slightly different take. And I'm just so ready for this game. Like this is already one of the greatest games of all time. And this is going to be one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
I love how they've marketed this. I love the trailer. I love the tone of the trailer. It's so upbeat. And it's similar to the marketing of Persona 4 when Golden came around, where it was like this, you know, more upbeat, cheerful Persona. But once you play the game, you'll understand. There's some very dark undertones going on and tons of craziness that happens. But I just love the way they portrayed the characters, the way everything looks, the music, the voice acting,
the trailer song was so good.
We talk about the menus and the UI and the animations and the transitions and how everything flows. It looks better than Persona 5 Royal. It's that good looking. Like the way that they showed like someone going into battle and then like all of the like how everything just like works together to like make the on-screen visual presentation so good. And Atlas, they have just honed in on this specific skill set.
The aesthetic of it.
They just do it like nobody else. Nobody else can do this. No one.
So like stylish.
Yes, it is unreal. It makes the game constantly good to look at.
Yeah.
Yes. And that makes a difference.
I love that. Like it would have been good anyway, but I love that we got 5 Royal and then we got 3 Reload and now we're getting 4 Revival because it feels like 5 Royal, they learned a lot from 5 and they made it way better. And then 3 Reload, like from an aesthetic standpoint, from a delivery standpoint, like it was incredible. And now they get to take all the lessons learned from all that and apply it to 4, which for me personally, because y'all know this is my favorite of the 3. It just feels like 4 is getting the specialist of special treatments, and seeing it and seeing this trailer and seeing it all play out, like I was losing my mind. I was absolutely losing my mind. Like I was squealing like a little girl. I need you to understand this.
I can picture it.
Yeah, I know it's in February, which initially I was like, okay, February, I can wait. But after seeing the Nintendo Direct, now I'm like, okay, yeah, no, for real, I can wait. Like it's going to be all right.
It won't feel like a long wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't feel like a long wait. And I'm glad that this one's not getting crowded by all of this other cool stuff that's coming out. It's going to have space to breathe. So yeah, man, I cannot express how excited I am. Like this is top anticipation of all time for a video game. I mean, there's going to be a few of those from this conversation, but so freaking excited. And then we got Persona freaking 6. Finally.
Yes.
It's real.
You know,
it's real.
It exists.
That little teaser said a lot. You know, it had some metaphor feels to it almost.
It did.
You know,
I actually thought it was a metaphor too at first.
I saw the green and I knew. I was like,
yeah.
because they've been hinting at the green.
If we see green, that's
it. That's it. Cut it. That's it. Yeah.
But you know, it's Persona. It's going to be like a little lighthearted at face value. The aesthetic is going to be Persona.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that brings up an interesting point that I wanted to at least mention about this and Persona 4 is that it's so good at like having that dichotomy where like you have the creepiness like in this teaser, like you have the unsettling, like weird occult looking sort of thing. But you also know that like on the flip side, this game is also going to like take place in Japan. You're going to have more of like a casual, like everyday life setting where you can pick activities that you want to do and like learn about your party members. Like they just strike such a good balance with everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. And I'm interested to see how they do it in 6 because it just seems like it's going to be a totally different concept, but still achieve that same balance in that way.
I agree. I'm excited. You know, I want to learn more about the characters. I want to see the aesthetic and the art style. From everything we're seeing and that description that they released, it sounds like this is going to be like some ghost hunting type, like, you know, thing, which would be so sick.
Like maybe like a
It's
high
going to be
school
really
club
interesting
that investigates like paranormal
activity and
And based on like some of the leaked stuff, people are thinking that it may take place in Yokohama, which is a port city right outside of Tokyo in Japan. We actually visited it when we went to Japan this year, but I could see that being like an ideal setting for this. Like feel like it would fit because it's not as big of a city, but it's still like going to have enough like urban area to have different activities.
That's like Inaba and 4. I love Inaba and 4 because it's like 5, you're just in Tokyo. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a huge city. Yes.
Inaba is like this little small town. Like you have the murder mystery thing going on. And so it gives this kind of like cozy and creepy vibe at the same time. And so, yeah, if that's the case for 6, it would be really interesting to see like how they ride that balance because the teaser didn't give us a whole lot, but it gave us a lot of the creepy. Like we were getting the cemetery and all of these things going on that make it seem like, I don't know, maybe this will be like a darker, like they're going with a 3 vibe where it's a little bit darker and more creepy. Whereas like 5 is more stylish and cool, less creepy. There's obviously creepy bits, but like it's still pretty cool. Yeah. And 4 is more bright and cozy and there's like creepiness to it, but it's also like not the same thing as 3. So it'll be interesting to see like what direction they take here because 3, 4, and 5 are so distinct.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what 6 is going to be like.
And I think that you can kind of I know it might be thinking about it pretty deeply, but the color green specifically, I think you can kind of read into that a little bit because I feel like with each Persona entry, the color has been very important and intentional to the overall like thematic feel of the game. And green just gives creepy vibes. I mean, it's kind of like a Halloween-esque color. Like it feels very connected to spooky. So I wouldn't be surprised if the game really delves into and leans into like the spookiness factor, which that's ghosts. Like that's creepy things bumping in the night that maybe we'll get to investigate. Like, could you imagine a dungeon that's like a haunted house? That would be so cool.
Yeah, I would love that. That would
be so cool.
I do look forward to seeing how they innovate on what Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal did. Because I felt like Persona 5 was this huge step up in innovation, you know, like the palaces and like all the different mechanics they introduced.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see what they do.
Yeah,
If you
I am
guys,
too.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Max.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, if there was something that you'd want them to have in this game to like build upon something or like a new feature, like, is there something that you have in mind that you'd want to see?
I definitely want to see them build on the social elements.
Mm-hmm.
Do some innovating there, because I think that's the one area that hasn't had a lot of innovation from Persona. Like it's had a little bit. Like it's definitely improved with each game. But I think that there's so much more they can do with that, and they put such a heavy, like so many games have taken that like slice of life, daily like social elements and incorporated them into their games because of how well Persona has, executed on that formula. So I would like them to be like, you know what? Let's kind of reinvent this and do some really cool things with it, because I didn't feel like Metaphor really did. I felt like Metaphor still felt like pretty kind of cut and dry, what you would expect from a Persona style game, from that front. So I just feel like it would be really cool in Persona 6 to kind of, I don't know what those things are. I can't sit here and tell you. I want them to tell me what those things are, right? Yeah. I want them to, innovate on that and introduce some new mechanics that make those more, motivate me more to see like all of the social links,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not sure what specifically I want to see from this. I'm more curious. Like to Slam's point earlier, Persona 3 Reload and Persona 4 Revival feel like they're taking elements that were really good from 5 Royal and bringing them into the context of those games and sort of like revitalizing the dungeon structure and different things like that to make it feel more meaningful. But this is not a reiteration of a game. Like this is a new Persona game. So I guess just generally, I do want to see them like really step it up like they did from 4 to 5, because 4 to 5 mechanically, visually, everything was just like so far beyond what we expected. At least, at the time when it came out. Yeah. That it makes me curious to see how this game is going to feel less like an iteration and more like a major step forward. And maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm not sure like what it is they chose to like focus in on and what they're going to tweak. But yeah, I don't know. I think the social things is a good answer, Slam. They got to do something with the dungeons. Like the dungeons in 5 were such a step forward. They were so freaking cool. Like all of the different scenes and how you get in and infiltration and all of that kind of stuff was so cool. If they do go the sort of like spooky route, I'll be super curious how they handle that. How they even like bridge the gap between ghosts and personas and what that's going to look like from a story perspective. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'm just really excited to see more because don't get me wrong, I was thrilled to see Persona 6 show up, but we didn't get much from that trailer. And I'm like, all right, guys, so like, what's it going to be? When are we going to start seeing some more? Because I want to dig in, right? Like, what do we got going on here? What you guys cooking, right? We've all been waiting for this. So what are we actually looking at here with Persona 6? So we'll get there. I know we'll get there. Now we have the title, so it's there. They've acknowledged it. There's only, one way to go, and that's forward unless something terrible happens. But let's not hope for that. So I'm just excited to see what they've been working on this entire time, because it's been a hot minute since Persona 5.
Yeah, it has. The only other thing I'd want to add just before we put a pin in this discussion is I am a little bit worried about the state of these for Switch 2. I don't think we're going to get Persona 4 Revival day and date on Switch 2, which is a surprise to me because I totally get the situation with Reload and the timing. Like the Switch 2 didn't exist and wasn't around when that game initially came out. So of course, a port was going to come later. Like that makes sense. But now I just wonder if like they just didn't have time because of maybe when this game started development. But that's a bummer.
Yeah, they did say that some companies had issues getting dev kits for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
And Persona 4 Revival, with all the upgrades that they made to this, it's probably in development for a really long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So maybe it's just that they didn't get the dev kit in time to have this port ready to simultaneously release. But it just sucks because I know, especially like with the Japanese market, like having a Switch 2 version is a big deal. Like because of how well the Switch 2 is selling, especially now, like right before they increased the price, the Switch 2 was selling like crazy in Japan. And so there's a lot more of those consoles floating around.
Honestly, I mean, we'll get to it here in a sec, but I'm honestly shocked at some of these ports. Like, I can't even believe some of these things are coming day and date and running as well as they are.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was just the only thing that was a little disappointing. I hope, at least for Persona 6, even though it wasn't confirmed at the Xbox showcase, I hope they have enough time to get that one to work before it releases next year.
Yeah.
So, or whenever it's supposed to release, I guess. I can't remember if there was a year given in that announcement, but yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just, I think it was just
maybe I dreamt that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe a fever dream.
Maybe.
Did already pre-order the collector's edition.
Me too. It's such a good one.
Yeah,
I
dude.
got
the little TV keycap.
I got the Japanese one, which is a little bit different.
Dude. You got the Japanese one. Now wait a minute. You didn't send me a link, Mags.
I thought since you bought the Western one that you didn't want
Mags, do you know who I am?
He's going to buy every one of them.
Every single version of Persona 4, wherever it is.
So
around there it is, up there.
I see.
Every single version. So
the difference is this. So the Japanese one comes with a t-shirt and a like smartphone pouch that looks like the TV. So it has a few different things. It was like $150 cheaper than the Western version.
Did it come with the statue though?
No, it doesn't have the statue. Oh. So that's the thing. But I didn't really want the statue. I wanted the shirt. And I wanted the little pouch. And then it comes with the art book and like all the extra goodies.
And the keycaps. I love the keycaps.
See, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, get the one that has the things you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And for
it's good to have options. You know?
Yeah. And I also, the box art for the Japanese one, I liked more because it has the art of the protagonist on it and it looks really clean. So it just depends.
Do they have a steelbook too?
I don't think the one, I think European markets are getting the steelbook.
I can see why it's cheaper though, honestly.
Oh, sure, because it doesn't have the figure.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much at all. But you still didn't send it to me.
You still didn't.
Okay, well, I can send it to you.
He wants the t-shirt.
So the other thing about Japanese collector's editions, just real quick, y'all, is like there's usually like 10 different versions of the same thing. So like I got the basic collector's box, but like the Japanese version also has one with the figure included. It also has one with like all these extra goodies, like a mug and a tapestry. So like you have to dig in to see like which edition has the stuff that you want.
Right.
So Brandon, I can send you a link, but like there's like 5 or 6 options you'd have to choose from. So
sounds like you need to send me 5 or 6 links.
Okay, I'll do that. Just for you, buddy.
Mags. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us too much.
For those of you watching who didn't know, I genuinely have every single version of Persona 4 to ever exist. So
he does.
I might like Persona 4, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Including the holographic one from LRG. Shout outs to Limited Run Games. That was awesome.
There we go.
They just shipped it over to me. It was great. Love those guys. All right. Well, that was Xbox. Obviously, Persona was by far the biggest, most exciting thing for all of us here, which if you've been watching the show should be no surprise at this point. But we weren't done yet. because today, as of recording, we got I think, the best Nintendo Direct that has ever been aired. Quite possibly one of the strongest showcases in the entirety of my watching showcases from way back in the day. Like, I mean, spoilers here. This is an S tier showcase for me. There's been some weird talk online about this somehow not being a strong Nintendo Direct, and I just want to tell you right now, they're wrong. I don't care what their reasoning is. They are factually incorrect. But also, from a subjective standpoint, as a JRPG lover, we're eating good, guys, because holy crap.
There's so much. So much. I don't know how we're going to get through all of this.
Slam, let's start with you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Brandon. This was an S tier presentation. I have a hard time finding words for this. This rivals some of the greatest E3 presentations I saw back when I was a kid, and I'm like shocked at some of this stuff. A lot of leaks have been happening around Nintendo, and there's still tons and tons of surprises. And the show flow was perfect. The opening and closing, perfect. Like, the middle of the show was great. They had some like thumb wrestling thing for a little bit that I was like confused about. But
that
then
was the only part where we were
stronger, though.
Yeah. But then they showed.
I thought it was kind of hilarious, actually.
Yeah,
they showed some like Final Fantasy Resonance or something right after that, I think. And I was just like, okay, I forgot about that already. It's like,
moving on.
What? Like, I'm just so surprised. We got dates for Orbitals and Fortune's Weave, which were absolutely necessary. We definitely needed that. I'm so hyped for Orbitals, and I can't wait for Fortune's Weave. And it landed the same day as Trails in the Sky second chapter, which I'm sure Mags is thrilled about.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
We got Xenoblade. Everyone was talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 getting a Switch 2 edition. And I was like, why only 2? Like, why only 2? Well, it wasn't only 2. It was 1, 2, and 3. But they weren't. I'll be honest,
dude. I didn't even question it at the time, but when they showed 1, 2, and 3, I was like, well, of course it's 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. Like,
that's always how it was meant to be.
Yeah. Perfect. And then they weren't done. And they showed Xenoblade Genesis, which blew my freaking mind.
Yeah,
like, that game looks incredible. It's gorgeous. I need to watch that trailer like 20 more times so I can get a full understanding of some of the story lore that's happening there, because it was a very story-centric trailer. I very much want to know what's going on and kind of the direction they're heading in there. But I love that there's a new Xenoblade. Basically a new Xenoblade series. This isn't Xenoblade Chronicles anymore. So this is they're going to continue Xenoblade for
Genesis.
a hot minute.
Yeah, the direction they could go. I mean, they go anywhere with that. Wherever they want to go.
Great news. And then closing out with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Look, and I do want to say something here, because me and Brandon had an extensive conversation on a pre-show sometime ago.
Oh, that's right.
The one where Mags wasn't there, and it was actually a serious conversation. Yeah,
which I do believe happened. Like, it happened, but
yeah, it definitely happened. You can go watch it, Mags, if you don't.
I have. I've seen. I've seen a lot of it. So
cool. Got it. Okay. Well, anyway, we had talked about whether leaks ruin some announcements and stuff, and I think we both settled on sometimes. But whenever these reveals happen, you still get really excited, because you're like, oh, this is real, and oh, the leak happened, but I didn't know it was going to look like this. Now, this specific scenario and the way this was revealed, I feel like the leak ruined it, because this trailer was very much a teaser. It didn't show much of Xenoblade. It's on my mind. It didn't show very much of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It really didn't show the gameplay. It didn't show like the world or what it looked like. It didn't show much of anything. It had like kind of like a narration of the story. Like, okay, this is clear. This is going to be real. And it had a lot of building up too, where it was like, we're building, we're dropping hints. This is Ocarina of Time. And then bam, right? Ocarina of Time with that art style coming in 2026. If that hadn't leaked, I would have gone completely nuts at just that. I would have lost my freaking mind. I would have been so happy. It would have been like all I was telling anyone about. Okay. But because I already knew about it, as soon as they said Legend of Zelda, I was like, it's Ocarina of Time remake. So all that build up didn't matter. That whole portion of the trailer was completely meaningless to me because I knew it was building up to Ocarina of Time. And then it showed Ocarina of Time with just the fact that like this is Ocarina of Time. I'm like, well, we already knew that. And right before that, the leak was like, oh, they're going to close out on like 10 minutes of Ocarina of Time. It's going to be the main focus of the closeout of the trailer, and they didn't do that. So I'm really hoping that we get, and I'm 100% sure we will get a full, extensive like Star Fox style.
We know what you meant. We know what you meant, buddy.
Language slam.
This is a family-friendly show.
You don't need to bleep that out. All right.
Well, you would be the one doing the bleeping.
I was going to say, I love how he says that, but he's the one who edits the show.
I'm the one who edits the show.
Future slam.
But yes, like a Zelda-focused direct,
I think we will get a full Star Fox style Zelda direct where they go deep dive into everything, the gameplay, show it all, give us, and this is definitely a remake, not a remaster. Right. I noticed that in the title, they were like, they didn't mention remaster. They didn't mention remake or reimagine or whatever. It was literally just The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And
just
this
like
game
Star Fox.
looks, it looks like a really brand new modern take on this. This doesn't look like a port in any way, shape, or form. I'm so excited to learn more on that.
It looks like it feels legendary. Like I watched it again before we got started. And the way the music is playing, the way the narration is going, the tapestry, the lighting, like when they go in on Link, everything about it, I'm just like, holy smokes, dude, this is going to be wild.
And they're going to do a Switch 2 console for that.
Oh, 1,000%.
Bro,
they always do.
I will get my set like, hey, Laura Lee, you're going to get upgraded, baby, because daddy got a new Switch.
So you're like, yay.
Oh, yeah, because she's got my old Switch 1. But if I have 2 Switch 2s, I'll just be like, all right, you can play Pokopia on this thing.
I was about to say, it's like Pokopia 24/7 now.
Yeah, which we also heard about.
DLC. Yeah.
And Slam,
it's exciting.
You missed one of the other biggest, craziest, unexpected announcements in the show, which was freaking Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't I even mention that? The show is so good that I forgot one of my favorite announcements. I got wrapped up in the 20 other things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was my Pipe Dream announcement from the Pipe Dream prediction.
Yeah.
That Kingdom Hearts 4 would be shown. Did I expect it to be shown here? No. But
no, not at all.
We got all the Kingdom Hearts games, not cloud versions. And they mentioned that if you had the cloud version, all your saves would port over to the native versions, which is cool.
That's good.
And then they showed off a trailer with gameplay and everything else for Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That was wild, dude.
And it looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling Mags, we were talking before the show, I find it interesting. I feel like Square Enix experiments with crappy solutions and then they learn their lessons. And this is kind of a nice step forward because they did do cloud stuff on the Switch one when that was an option. And now they're like, you know what, guys, we'll take care of you. You're going to bring it over. So I'm like, maybe there's room to grow for Square yet. And maybe the key card things will, I don't know, someday just go away and we'll just get normal physicals again. There's always hope. Hope springs eternal, as they say. So
it's true. It's true.
But okay, Slam. So you said S for this one.
This is an S tier. Like I would not, if whatever the highest grade is.
20
million out of 10. A plus plus, S plus whatever.
Triple S. That's like what was it, DDR that had the triple S? Yeah.
A lot of Japanese games have like the triple S is like the standard.
Yeah.
So
let's get it.
All right, Mag. So how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I mean, it would be S tier, it would be triple S tier, it would just be the highest score possible because this is one of the best showcases I've ever seen. And obviously, I know we're all JRPG fans, so it feels like this direct was like built and made for us. But honestly, too, there was just a huge variety of games here.
There was.
Like, even if you're not a JRPG fan, like, there was Splatoon, there's the Duskbloods, there's all these Western RPGs like Dragon's Dogma 2, like getting ported to this system. Like, Nintendo always does a great job of just making sure there's something for everyone in their directs, and this was no different. I just think that the caliber of the announcements in this one is so much higher compared to some of their more recent ones. So I was super hyped to watch it. Obviously, I'm super excited for a very like select group of games. The Fortune's Weave release date did break my heart because it's coming out the exact same day as the Trails in the Sky second chapter remake.
Yeah.
Which puts people in tough positions, at least speaking personally, it puts me in a tough position. I'm going to do my best to play both of them. I think it's going to be tough, but I love both of these games. I feel like they both deserve the time and just the energy put towards them to experience them. So we'll see what happens there. But I just, out of all of the days in this year,
I'm sorry,
had to
Mags.
be that one.
It's gonna.
Look, I know you both. I know what you guys are gonna do, and it's honestly fine. Like, I don't fault you like at all. I just feel like as the Trails like person here, or at least the biggest Trails person here, I have to play it.
I'm the biggest Trails person here, but you're definitely second. Yeah.
Okay, Brandon. Anyway,
let the record show.
Thanks for your contribution, but
all right.
I'm sorry.
I think I will do my best to play both because I always like to cycle between two games.
I'm gonna try,
and I do want the records to show one thing. We did a ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember this
a while back,
Mm-hmm.
where we all had an argument over what was going to be the highest ranked, most anticipated game of the year.
Yes.
And Brandon fought really hard to get Fortune's Weave higher than second chapter.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I'm more excited for the game I don't know anything about, that I haven't played before. Brand new thing.
And that's totally fair and valid and makes sense.
Thank you, Slam.
I just think that
I just got to admit when I'm wrong.
I appreciate you, buddy. You're a gem.
But don't let that take away from second chapter.
Trails?
Oh no, no, you're not. No, I'm just saying from my perspective. I argued with him so hard on that episode,
I know.
So I have to walk it back.
You have to walk it back.
You know?
I remember.
Yeah. So
let the record show.
I have to let the record show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also very excited for second chapter. That is one of my favorite games of all time, and I will be playing it at the same time.
It's going to be so hard to get like both of the games and have them in hand and be like, oh,
don't make me choose.
Sit down for a gaming session at night, and you're just like, what do I play?
What do I
just sit there staring at the ceiling?
It's literally like the phrase, and someone said this in the Discord. It's like, my lobster is too buttery and my steak's too juicy. Like, what do I pick?
I think I missed that, but that's amazing.
It's so real. So obviously, like, it's just a silly thing to complain about because they're both going to be such amazing games, but it's just hard to know that they're going to release at the exact same time. And my hope is that just from a larger, like I guess of a more like wider perspective, I just want both of the games to do well. Yeah. I don't want them to inhibit sales of the other when it comes down to it. And so really that's where my concern is. Like, if I don't sleep the entire month of September, like, that's fine. That's on me. But I just want both of those games to do really well. That's my thing.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I am concerned. I mean, I think it'll be okay, but I am concerned that Fire Emblem is absolutely going to overshadow Trails.
It is.
Just because it's a big Nintendo franchise now, it's got the pedigree. Like Trails is getting there, especially with first chapter. But yeah, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. So
I think the only like positive thing maybe for Trails is that the pre-orders have been out for a while.
Sure.
And so hopefully people who want it have already bought it.
Already pre-ordered it.
And and it's given them some space to also get Fire Emblem. Yeah. Like my hope is that like a ton of people aren't canceling Trails to get Fire Emblem. Like that they're able to have both, and whether or not they play them at release, like whichever one they pick first, like cool. As long as they still can invest in both series and enjoy them. That's my hope.
Yeah. I agree.
But moving on, that's a dilemma for September. We're not there yet, so we can just push that to the side.
Sweep that under the rug for now.
For now. The new Xenoblade just looks absolutely amazing. And y'all, it has a female protagonist, and I'm losing my mind. I don't think I could have asked for something more from that entire first look of the game. I mean, just in general, Xenoblade as a series is one of the best. And we talk about it so much here that our Discord wants us to do a video where we don't even mention it because we talk about it so much. But the series is incredible. And this entry just it just looks like it's on a whole other level from a visual perspective while still retaining the things that we love about Xenoblade. I mean, you can just tell it's going to have that expansive world. It already has these characters that have some really engaging personalities where you want to learn more about them. And all of that while also having a female lead at the forefront in a JRPG series where that's not really been the case, at least in a long time. You could sort of consider Mio a protagonist, but she wasn't just the lead. It was her and Noah. This is it looks like she's actually the lead. And I'm just so excited to see a story where that's the perspective because it's just going to be different and it's going to be cool. And so I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I mean, Pyra and Mithra, you could argue from a cultural perspective standpoint, are definitely the leads of Xenoblade 2. If you think about Smash Bros. And anybody talking about Xenoblade 2, like people who played the game will talk about Rex. People who haven't played the game don't even know who Rex is.
That's fair. That's fair. I just think it's cool. I think that it's neat that they're going kind of the school route, which I know people have gotten fatigued from that in JRPGs, and I totally get it. But I'm not mad about Xenoblade trying it because they've never done that before. I think it's one of those things where it's okay, you've done the school setting for how many times, maybe mix it up. But when a series that hasn't done it before is going to give it a try, I'm definitely intrigued.
Yeah.
How is that going to work?
Someone on Twitter was like, oh, look, it's Xenoblade 3 houses. And I was like, well, visually, I can kind of see that, but also with the school setting, I can kind of see that. So it'll be interesting to see how they go forward with it for sure.
Yeah.
But it's really exciting that it is Genesis, it is a new
chapter,
series, chapter, whatever. Yeah, story arc.
The anthology that is Xenoblade, right?
Yeah. I'm actually kind of impressed that they still called it Xenoblade, to be honest. I was so sure that they were going to call it Xeno something else to make it a clear distinction, but it doesn't have a number on it. It's just Xenoblade Genesis, and then
it doesn't have Chronicles in the name.
Maybe the next one is Xenoblade Genesis 2. I don't know. Maybe Genesis will become its own series. It'll be interesting to see where they go with this.
Yeah, and maybe retaining the Xenoblade portion of it was a marketing decision.
Sure.
Even if this is a completely separate Xeno-esque game that's going to start a new thing, maybe holding on to the Xenoblade name, at least to an extent, was intentional. Just for the sake of brand recognition.
Yeah, and to be fair, Xenosaga and Xenogears both had transitionary issues that made it so that they needed to change it. So Xeno is how the developers could be hey guys, it's still us. We're just kind of in a new realm here. And then
Mhm.
Xenoblade was like another shift. So maybe this is just like, hey, we as a team fully own this IP. Like, we're not going anywhere. So it's going to be Xenoblade that sticks, but then we'll have these different subtitles for whatever we do in the future, or something like that.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, seeing Xenoblade anything was just like mind boggling.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think I'll say one more thing about the show, and then obviously we need to hear your thoughts too, Brandon. I thought it was really cool the way that they structured it, where we got the announcement for the Xenoblade Switch 2 versions. And then it was like, oh, this is so good. This is what we're asking for. Like, we love it. And then boom, a new Xenoblade. Like, I feel like that kind of like caught me off guard. And then they kind of did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts, where super great news. We're getting Kingdom Hearts, like the full collection of the series on Switch 2, which I'm totally going to get. Like, I've not played through the whole series. I'd love to do it at some point, and that just seems like the perfect way.
Yep.
Let's
go.
But they did that.
You've only played Chain of Memories.
Right. I know. Well, I've played some of the first one too. Like, but that's it.
Okay. That's good. Mm-hmm.
But like, just they do that, and it's like a great announcement. Everyone's happy because we won't have to deal with the poopy cloud versions anymore. And then it's Kingdom Hearts 4, and it's just like they kind of set you up like, oh, this is great news, and then slap you in the face with something that's even cooler. And so I just felt like that structure really, really worked, and just contributed to why the show was just so good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm in agreement with you guys. You know, top tier, triple S, whatever you want to call it. There's a few interesting things about the showcase that I thought that they just did masterfully, and some of this they've done for a while, and I think this is just the first time it like stood out to me. So first of all, what you just said, Max, like the setup and the hit, they did that multiple times. It was a really strong way of doing that, a way of like, there's this whole concept in the business of surprise and delight with your customers. Like, you want to find ways to surprise and delight them, and like they nailed that concept in the way they structured this. But even as we were watching through this, like I was thinking about the Direct in contrast to the other showcases. Like, the Direct has always done this, but they do these narrations when they announce the, like, whatever game it is, and they'll like talk through it and give you context and kind of hype it up. And then they will usually end with a, you know, coming to Switch 2, whatever, July 2nd or something like that. And I just realized after seeing all of these other showcases that is so much more hype building for me, at least me personally, the viewer, because a lot of times we'll see these trailers and we're just like, okay, what's going on? Oh, there's some birds. Okay. Oh, the bird landed on something. Oh, it just got eaten. Oh, what's that? Right. Like, and you're like trying to like figure it out as you go. And sometimes that works. And they do that in these directs as well. Like when it's a big announcement or something. But like starting with Rhythm Heaven Groove, for example, I'm not a huge Rhythm Heaven fan, but the way they narrated that and the fact that like, did you guys even realize that like this is basically going to have an RPG minigame in it? Like a rhythm-based RPG. Yeah, I was like, okay, like I think you guys just sold me on a Rhythm Heaven game. I was not expecting that. Like, what's happening right now? But the way they talked about it, they narrated it, they gave context to it. It was just so much better and so much more helpful. And even some of the games that we'd already seen in some of the other showcases, like Onimusha, Dragon's Dogma, we've seen before. Like having them give context to it and seeing what it looks like on the Switch 2, what some of the differentiators are, makes it exciting. Stellar Blade coming to the Switch 2. Like I know Slam's super excited about that. Slam's a big Stellar Blade fan. Like again, we've seen Stellar Blade before, but seeing how they present it, how they differentiate it, making it about how it's going to play on the Switch 2 was so exciting. Getting orbitals, I'm actually like, the more I see this, the more I'm excited about orbitals.
Yeah, it looks great.
So that was really good. Again, Rayman Legends Retold. I know, Slam, you said some games don't need to be in 4K, but just to make the contrast here, seeing it in the other showcases versus seeing it here, I was way more interested in this showcase and how they presented it. So I just feel like I want to call that out because I feel like we take that for granted. But like Nintendo's got that like keyed in. They understand how to present their games in a way that is like effective. It builds hype. It gives the right context. They use the right amount of buzzwords without it being too much. And then they usually get straight to some sort of a release date or even like a release window. That makes it really exciting. And then we got things like One Piece Grand Gourmet, like never saw that coming. And I don't watch or haven't watched One Piece, but like Slam, my buddy Peter, like I have a bunch of friends who are huge One Piece fans.
Popular.
This
and
is
when
such
so
a
popular.
cool
When
idea.
I saw this, I was like, this is so freaking cool because you're like hanging out with Sanji, you're making a bunch of food, but you got like the whole cast of One Piece, and there's like so much to this that's just like, if you are a One Piece fan, this is so freaking cool and out of nowhere and unexpected. It's not like another anime brawler. And it's got this really cool pixel art and everything. I was like, this is genuinely surprising, even though it's like a small part of the show, right? It's not one of these big games we've talked about, but even in these like lower parts of the show, these kind of surprising extra pieces was so freaking cool. We got Pocopia. We got, the DLC in Pocopia where you can now go underwater. You can go swim around. Y'all know how I feel about DLC and all of that stuff in general. But like, if you're going to have a game like this, being able to expand it out like that, bring in new towns, new Pokemon, totally makes sense. I know Laurelie's going to be really freaking excited about this. Getting to Fortune's Weave, of course, that was a highlight of the show for me. I thought it was going to be the highlight of the show for me, and I was wrong.
Right?
It was definitely not the only one, but it looks so freaking good. We're getting all this information about Fortune's Weave now. Like, it seems like there's still a possibility that my theory could be correct, that we're getting like the time travel, like this could be like a prequel sequel kind of a thing.
I think it is.
Prequel. Yeah.
Like time traveling adventure is in the notes in Nintendo's description of the game.
Yeah.
And there's even actually this screen grab that someone pointed out of, is it Kai, the younger protagonist? He's like, there's a clock behind him.
Yep.
So the seeds have been sown.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. The protagonist on the box art, someone mentioned online that it's an interesting contrast because Byleth was like the ashen demon. And then this protagonist it looks more like angelic. So there's like a contrast with the protagonist going on. Sothis being more involved. It looked like she cut someone down in the trailer. Like, I'm going to have to go through this trailer and try to pick out some of the pieces and figure out if I need to adjust my theory so far. But I'm so freaking hyped for this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
online now.
Absolutely. They're going to be all over the place. Yeah.
The things that they have picked up on are really crazy. Like I feel like they're being very vague on purpose with a lot of the stuff in the marketing, which has just caused people to like run wild with the theories.
Yeah. So that's got the collector's edition. By the way, shout outs to Blue Lily Kate in the Discord.
Outs.
She was like tagging us and stuff and Snacks too. Snacks was tagging me.
They both
for getting
were
some of these collector's editions. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They were getting us taken care of. So shout outs to them.
Yep. That's how I got mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I missed out on the first round.
Yeah. I'm going to jump over. There's a couple of others here, but an interesting call out for me was the DK challenge. That they talked about where like you can do these different challenges in the different Donkey Kong games and then you can get these like cards. What's fascinating to me about this is this feels like the concept of NFTs, but implemented and communicated in a way that actually makes it sound fun. Whereas like for so long companies like even Sony was like, oh, we're going to get these NFTs. And if you beat these games, you're going to have these things. And everybody's like, we don't care, bro. Like, we don't want this crap. But now Nintendo's coming out and they're like, hey, you want to run some challenges in your games and essentially get these like digital trophies? It's pretty cool. And it's like, yeah, you know what? That does sound kind of cool. I kind of like that idea, but it's literally the same thing. So I found that interesting that they like got enough away from the NFT conversation, which had a lot of backlash, that they can do something like this and deliver it in a way that's like, you know what, that's kind of a fun extra thing that you can do. I kind of like that idea. So that
With
was
the
really
right
interesting.
spin on it.
Right. And that's what I feel like Nintendo has mastered marketing. Like they can do the exact same thing and make it sound so much better. Yeah. And then Slam, this got me excited because of you. The Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation, I think it's called.
I'm representing Nobara today. Yeah, I was excited about that. I'm like, I always wanted to try out Vampire Survivors, but this is going to get me to do that for sure.
Yeah, dude. The first thing when they were like from the creators of Vampire Survivors, I was like, all right, like, you know, whatever, Vampire Survivors 2 or 3 or whatever, Zombie Survivors, but then freaking Jujutsu Kaisen, it was like, what? Yeah,
that's really so interesting. Fun. Yeah.
Surprise and delight, again, just like taking something that could have been like a small like hand wave and making it genuinely interesting and exciting. Lords of the Fallen, Lies of P, which is going to be complete, but also it's going to be fully on cartridge.
Shout out.
Let's go. Let's freaking
love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got Devil May Cry in here. We got a new Muramasa game. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Was that on anybody's bingo card?
Definitely not. And
no.
I read that this is like a combination of Rebirth.
Yeah.
All of the DLC that came to Rebirth. So I think this is like a big package, and
it's like new content. Compilation of content, but it's fully on cart as well.
And Muramasa Rebirth is a game I was totally obsessed with on the Vita. Loved that.
Yeah. So that was really freaking cool. Again, just like all of these, like what's happening. So at this stage, when we were watching this, I was like, we could be done. If you were done right now, I'd be like, that was a super hyped Nintendo Direct. And then they were like, hey, you know how you wanted to Switch 2 versions of Xenoblade? How about all 3 of them? And we were like, yo, what? This is crazy. And then we freaking get Xenoblade Genesis. And I'm like, I was in the office watching this. Like I was working on stuff while I had my phone there. And I was like trying not to scream, trying not to like ugly cry with excitement here. And that just blew my mind that we actually, because I think I said either in our podcast or maybe in some of our chats, like if Nintendo comes out with the next Monolith Soft game, like I'm going to lose it. Because I didn't think that they would. Like I knew it's going to come at some point, but then doing it like this, unbelievable.
Not this soon, right? Like I knew we all knew they were working on something, but we were just like, it'll probably come a little bit later, no big deal.
Yeah.
But nope.
Not this soon and not like this, where they just teed it up and oh man, that was freaking amazing.
Hit it out of the park.
Yeah. We got Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which after Xenoblade Genesis doesn't seem like it'd be that exciting, but I feel like it was still pretty cool, some of the things they did. And I think that's where they had the thumb war thing, right? Which I thought was humorous.
Because they were Xenoblade Genesis to thumb wrestling.
If you wrestle with your thumbs, it gets bigger and buffer. Yeah, I know.
They had such a long demo of that.
I feel like Nintendo always has something a little silly like that, no matter what. It's just part of their charm at this point.
Yep. Got some other ones, RuneScape, Dragon Wilds, which is cool to see coming to the Switch. Hello Kitty Party Land, huh? Anybody?
Love Hello Kitty. So
there you go. Star Fox demos coming out, and then they drop Final Fantasy Resonance. Like this is a new Final Fantasy game. Now, it's interesting because I remember when I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's Brave Exvius, which I played a little bit of when it came out, the mobile game, which was like, Jesus, like 10 years ago now at this point or something like that. Yeah, that's wild. I feel old now, but it looks like from what I saw, so IGN did a preview on this. It's not a mobile, like single player version of what used to be the mobile game, or sorry, it's not a single player version of what used to be the mobile game. It's taking the story from that and using it as the sort of inspiration for this game, but this is going to be like its own thing. Fully HD 2D. The characters are going to have kind of like Fire Emblem Engage, like I think they're calling them visions that you can summon, which are going to be, you know, Cloud, Terra, Zidane, like any of the characters from across the Final Fantasy world. But you have like these side quests to go like get them and go get summons, and they have a turn-based stagger system, very similar to like the Remake Rebirth series. But it's in context of turn-based, and you know, if you tackle their elemental weaknesses and things like that, it's going to allow you to stagger them and then do more damage. I mean, I think 13 also had the stagger system like that as well, right?
It did. That's where it started, I think, the stagger system at least.
Yeah. So, like, genuinely surprising. Final Fantasy being like, new Final Fantasy, HD 2D, we're going turn-based. Like, Final Fantasy is back, and it looks like they're going to be trying to actually get new Final Fantasy games coming out regularly. Like, we already saw them talking about some strategic changes this year that they want to make. They want to focus on these franchises. And we've had this question mark. We've got these Dragon Quest HD 2D remakes coming out. So what's going on with Final Fantasy? Are they going to redo the originals again? Like, why aren't we using HD 2D? And this is I'm assuming the first part of that answer. I would imagine we're going to see more in the coming months, in the coming years. But nobody saw this coming. Like, this was genuinely exciting and shocking and so freaking cool to see. So I am so hyped for that. And then we get an actual trailer for Dragon Quest Monsters, which we talked about in the last show. I was excited about because it's connected to Dragon Quest V. And we actually got to see what this is going to look like, how it's going to play. It looks gorgeous. And then they showed all of the protagonists. So I was freaking out when I saw this. Like, such a good showing for this. I am a little surprised that it's here versus the Dragon Quest Direct, but I'm not mad. That was really exciting. Yeah, and then like you said, Mags, Dustblood, Splatoon, Deltarune. We got Metaphor coming to Switch 2. Super hyped about that. And then we got the sizzle reel that had a new Atelier and a new Tales game. So we got Tales of Eternia remastered that's coming out. They just kind of like snuck that in there, and we're all like, what is happening?
I can't believe those two were in the sizzle reel. Like, it was like a blink if you miss it thing, but like both of those are like notable. And the fact that like the Direct was so stacked that those two things were in a sizzle reel just kind of shows you like how crazy it was.
Yeah. And Metal Gear Solid 2 or the second Master Collection, Slam. That got me excited for you as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to play. Yeah, I've been muting my mic in case I have to clear my throat.
No, you're good, buddy.
Yeah, I am so excited to play Metal Gear Solid 4 again. And I will play that on Switch too.
Yeah, it's 4 and Peace Walker. That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
and
some
the
Tomb Raider
Atelier
in
game
here.
is a sequel to Yumiya. Just
it is?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
but
you
it
didn't know
features
that
a different
because they just mentioned
just
it.
threw it out there.
Yeah.
Also, another cool thing just for Atelier fans in general or Blue Reflection fans, Gust created an English Twitter/X account today. So I think that's going to be another like cool way to keep track of their games, like specifically like, so yeah, keep an eye out for that because they're starting to post more. And I just think that's cool.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm skipping through because like this is, but the reason I'm doing all this is because the point is for anybody saying that this show was not packed, like they did not watch the same show that we watched. Like this show is absolutely wild. Yes, there's a lot of JRPGs, but there is a lot of other stuff going on here. And this was really freaking exciting. And then we get, again, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3. It's going to include the Remind DLC. Mags, I think that was something we talked about earlier.
Yes, this is the first collection that's going to have that DLC, if I recall correctly. Other ones have had various combinations of everything, but this one should have pretty much everything. Thus far, which is good because that's a lot.
And then Kingdom Hearts 4, which again, like, I don't think people understand. Like, Kingdom Hearts has never been announced in a Nintendo showcase. Like, we got Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance back in the day.
Shout out.
We've gotten some compilations and things, but like a brand new Kingdom Hearts game showing up at a Nintendo Direct, like, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. Shout outs to Shinobi, Sean. He's been hoping for this for years now.
He's the Kingdom Hearts guy.
He's been, he was like, I'm crying. I was like, me too, buddy. It is wild that we got to see this here. Unbelievable. And then, if that wasn't enough, we get to Ocarina of Time. And I know, Slam, you said that those leaks ruined it for you. I didn't see the leaks, thankfully. And I knew it was Ocarina of Time. I didn't see the details of the leaks. I've seen, obviously, that Ocarina of Time was rumored. But I didn't see the details of it. So, the trailer itself, like, everything about it, like I said, the music, the storytelling, the tapestry, the lighting, everything was just so perfect. And I'm so excited to see more. And then they dropped 2026 at the end. And I was like, excuse me, what? Because this kind of trailer is usually one of those like, we'll see you in 5 years, but it's this year. So I have no idea what their plan is. I can't imagine they would take much more time to make us wait. This is probably going to be, I would assume, like a holiday release.
I think it's their holiday game, if I had to guess personally. I just feel like it fits kind of that entire vibe. You're going to put your strongest release during that time.
Yeah. But seeing what we've seen from Star Fox and seeing what this looks like, I'm like Nintendo is like, this Direct was just unbelievable. Like, I still feel like this is not quite real life. Like, everything that we saw here is so crazy. And there's something about, like, in all the showcases, like, looking at this more holistically. I know not everybody is a fan of like remakes and things like that, but for those of us who grew up gaming on these platforms, seeing Final Fantasy show up, seeing Kingdom Hearts come back, seeing Zelda, seeing Spyro, seeing like so many of these franchises that we loved growing up being treated with so much love all at the same time. Like, this entire season, despite the individual showcases, has felt like the strongest showing we have seen in minimum 10 years, if not longer. Like, I'm walking away from this entire Summer Game Fest season being like, holy crap, like the gaming industry showed up in a way they have not showed up in years. And I feel way more excited and way more hopeful about the future of gaming than I have in a very, very long time. Like, I was starting to just give it up and be like, these fools are so busy chasing down stupid technologies that nobody cares about and gimmicks and all of these other things that, like, the gaming industry is just going to run itself into the ground. And my favorite hobby is going to die. I still got my retro stuff, so, you know, there's always going to be something to do. But I don't know. It's been a little bit disappointing and just kind of a bummer in general. And I feel like this whole thing ending with Nintendo like this just kind of brought me back to like, okay, I feel like they're paying attention and they're getting back to what matters, you know?
There's actually something right there that makes me enjoy playing video games, you know, because there's always something to be excited about. You know? Always something coming up to look forward to.
Yeah.
So
it's
especially
true.
this year. especially this year. Man.
This year's crazy. Next
It's gonna
year
be
is
nuts,
already
dude.
shaping up to be crazy as well. Like when you think about it, Persona 4 Revival, Final Fantasy, Xenoblade Genesis, like there's just already so many amazing things on the horizon. And I think what I hope too is that I totally agree. I think this is like a great step forward. And I think it's something that we can think of positively and be excited about. I hope that this also ends up, I guess, creating a better experience for the devs too. Like, I hope this brings success to companies that trickles down to the devs, because it's been a really hard time
Yeah.
for video game devs as of late. There's been a lot of layoffs and just a lot of like tough stories that we've seen, and
Yeah.
tough things that companies have done recently. And so I hope that this excitement translates into sales, and that the sales translates into people having just a better outlook on the gaming industry and working in the industry so that it can keep thriving. Because I feel like it's just such a wonderful industry. Obviously we're biased, but like it's just so cool, and we just want it to continue and do well.
Yeah.
But the devs have to be taken care of and nurtured for that to happen. So hopefully all this excitement, like for us, can also like transfer to them too, in a way.
And
That's my
I think
hope.
the decisions that we have seen made in these showcases, I hope translate well to the devs as well, because one of the biggest issues in the industry so far have been these like, multi-$100 million budgets, unreasonable expectations, live service games, and all of these instances where when those things fail, entire studios are shut down and people are laid off and they're looking for jobs, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. But we're seeing a focus in from most of these showcases, if not all of these showcases, on the kinds of games that people actually care about rather than trend chasing. We're starting to see a shift, and I think that's a good thing. I know some people think that there's, still a lot of money to be found in live service games, but the risk is so high for these companies, and the damage so great if they don't work out. We've seen from Sony, and actually I'm walking away from all this being like, Sony, you're the weakest player right now, in my opinion. Of all the showcases, like Sony's showing was the weakest. And it's because for so many years, Sony has been chasing down these live service games, and they've like had what, like 1 out of 10 hits, maybe 2 out of 10. It's not a high percentage, and I can't imagine that the money that they've invested is being made back from those two winners. Unless you're Fortnite, you're probably not having that kind of success, right? So I hope that Sony gets the cue from what we have seen so far in general and starts getting back to building their brand and building a variety of games. And some of the stuff that you've said, Slam, I think you're right. Like I think having a place for God of War and these other games and stuff is fine, but like we knew a Sony back in the day that was like the powerhouse. They had their own RPGs, they had their own action games, they had their own racers, like all of that stuff was done because they wanted to provide the variety and the value for their platform. And I do think exclusives are really important. So I'm really glad to see that we're shifting back in that direction after giving that up for reasons that never made sense to me. So yeah, it feels like there's some potential for the industry like healing from everything that's been going on. And what's interesting to me too, this is like outside of the showcases, but if you guys noticed the conversation around pre-orders today, so Nintendo drops that Fire Emblem is $80. People start freaking out. $80 for a new game? Like, wait a minute, whoa, what's going on? Walmart comes out and is like, hey, all of the physical Switch games, we're going to do $10 off all of them. And
price match.
And other retailers are starting to do the same thing. So it's fascinating to watch because the gaming industry is like, we need to move with inflation, but the retailers are starting to mitigate some of that stuff because of how people are reacting. And they're starting to see this as a business opportunity. They're starting to see it as, hey, if I, Walmart, for example, decide to do this, I'm going to get the influx of pre-orders on my side, and I'm going to make the most money because we're the first to go there. And if you look at some of the games that Walmart had, they're already sold out. All of their pre-orders are sold out. So it's a really interesting like era we're stepping into here, because there's still a lot of things wrong that, you know, that are outside of the control of these companies. Costs are high, and that's true for consumers as well. But it's interesting seeing how the market is adjusting to the reaction of consumers and what consumers are looking for. And I think that's a good thing. I think, just to get on my soapbox for a little hot minute here, we as consumers don't need to defend bad decisions from companies. No. I can love Nintendo. I can love Sony. I can love Microsoft and what they have given me in the past and the good experiences and memories that I will carry with me. But if they're making bad, stupid decisions, that doesn't mean that I need to go white knight for them. Like, I don't. That's not my job. I am not a shill for the company, and I can call them out and say things like key cards are stupid and they're not what I'm looking for, and they're not what a lot of us are looking for. Or, hey, Sony, why don't you guys figure it out? Because these live service things are kind of a dumb idea, and people don't really want those, and you're still trend chasing and spending hundreds of millions of dollars on stuff that's gonna bomb, right? So I'm glad to see that the market seems to be reacting to consumer feedback in a way that is going to be positive for us, positive for the devs, hopefully, and hopefully we'll start to see some change from the companies themselves.
I agree with everything you said, Brandon.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Let the record show.
Let the record show. Yeah. I mean, overall, we want the industry to succeed all around. And so hopefully this is a good trend in the right direction based on what we've seen from most of the showcases. There's just been a general positivity, I think, for the most part. And that's really cool. So
yeah, way more positivity than I feel like there has been in a long time.
I
There's
agree.
still some naysayers out there, but like generally speaking, people are like, yo, okay.
I think people are overall happy, like for the most part. And you really can't ask for more. You're not going to make everyone happy. But if the general consensus is positive, like that's a win. So
it is a win.
Love to see that.
All right. Any last thoughts, last words before we jump into the questions for this week?
I just want to say, I think that the genre, like the JRPG genre, like owned this summer showcase season. I mean, from closing out Summer Games Fest with Final Fantasy VII Revelation to Persona making a mark at Xbox, and then the Nintendo Direct just being like a feast of JRPGs. Like, I just feel like it's a really exciting time for this genre in general. And it's a great time to be a fan, whether you've played a lot of the classic games or not. Like, you're going to have some amazing experiences with all of these new games. And I can't really think of a showcase season where I feel like JRPGs have been this dominant. But like, they really had a presence at almost every major showcase, and a significant one at that. So I feel like just for us, and I know for our audience and like the folks who are really big fans, like this is just so cool to see. Like, we are being seen. I feel so seen by these companies, and that's awesome.
Yeah, because usually we're walking away from these showcases being like, man, how exciting. We got like Fire Emblem and maybe one other big game.
One
and
game that we're
this
excited
season
about.
we're like, all of the franchises that our Discord says we should try to do an episode and not talk about have been represented in this showcase, like this season.
Yeah. So it's not going to be this episode, guys. Sorry.
But like, isn't that wild? Like, we got Final Fantasy, we got Dragon Quest, we got Persona, we got Fire Emblem, like we got Xenoblade, like we got Kingdom Hearts, which hasn't even been on the list in who knows how long. Like, this is this is wild. This is absolutely wild. All right. Slam, any last words for you, buddy?
Nothing for me, man.
All right.
I mean, I think we all covered it really well.
Yeah.
Look at us. The hype is real.
Yeah, dude.
Finally,
2026 is fire, dude.
My fall is in view. I know what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know what we're not going to be doing.
And not sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who does that anyway?
Page.
Right.
Yeah. Right? Who does
Yeah.
that? We're gonna turn into a bunch of zanies over here.
Not me.
Bunch of
I don't
zombies.
Sleep
Zombie
is
zanies.
silly. Sleep is silly.
And on that note, let's get into the questions.
Let's do it.
Shall we?
For
All
our
right.
members. Shout out to the members.
Shout out to the members. We have like 8 questions this week.
Oh my goodness.
We got a lot.
Let's
All right.
let's start it up.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with Kasam. Shout
Shout out
outs.
to
Love
Kasam.
that guy.
Shout out to
So
Kasam.
great. In the Discord. Yeah. And if you're watching this and haven't joined us in the Discord and you're still here, like join us in the Discord for real. We have one.
You won't
Fun over
regret it.
there. We have a good
Yeah.
time.
All right. He says, hey, everyone. Love the show as always. Aw, shucks. Winter just started here in Australia, so that means summer is on its way for y'all in the Northern Hemisphere. What's a game that each of you associate with summer and why? This can be because of the setting in the game or because of the time period in your life when you played it. Thanks again for taking the time to answer our questions.
Persona 4.
Dude, good answer. Persona 4 is so summery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Such a
Yeah.
perfect summer game.
It is, man. What
It's
about you,
funny
Max?
because I also thought of a Persona game, but not Persona 4. Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah, let's
Because
go.
You're
Summer
literally
Shout
going
out.
on a summer
summer
road
break.
trip with the cast. And
Yeah,
I feel
dude.
like if I remember it correctly, it came out close to summertime because I remember playing it during the summer and it just felt like
I think it
such a
did.
perfect like game to play because you're just like taking a road trip in an RV around Japan and I'm like, this is the life. Like, how fun would this be? So that is a
Yeah.
game that I always associate with summer because I just felt like it came out at a perfect time. The game just had the summer vibes. It was just, it all fit together so perfectly.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to go in a wildly different direction here and say Chrono Cross.
That's a good
For,
one too.
for 2 reasons for me. First reason is, of course, the setting in the game. It's like you're in an archipelago. It's islandy. There's
Oh,
all
yeah.
of that stuff going on. But for me personally, I didn't beat Chrono Cross all the way until Radical Dreamers came out on the Switch, which I loved, by the way. I loved that it came to the Switch and it was so much fun to play there. But I played Chrono Cross over like 3 or 4 summers. Like I would always just like start it up again. I loved the music. I loved the vibe. I'd like play it for a bit, and then I'd usually get distracted by some new game that came out. But it made it so that during summer, like when it starts to get hot, like I think about Chrono Cross. It's a weird game, but I have a special place in my heart for Chrono Cross. I love that game. That was a good question. Kasam, you should once you see this episode, if you get here, you should tell us in the Discord what game reminds you of winter.
Yes, we need to know.
Yep. All right. Next one is from Kirk Serious Gaming. Said, hey everyone, hope you're all doing very well. I wanted to ask you a question related to all the gaming showcases this past week, which have just been incredible. I was wondering which games you all are pre-ordering and which editions are you getting?
Oh, all of them?
Because there are just so many amazing games to pre-order and I'm completely overwhelmed with excitement, but it's so much money. I want all the collector's editions of so many games. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys.
Collector's editions for Fire Emblem and Persona are my priorities.
100%.
And then getting
Yeah.
everything else.
I definitely got the Fire Emblem one. I got the Japanese Persona 4 Revival edition, and then I'm going to get the Kingdom Hearts collection at some point for sure.
I'll
And
get that
that's
too.
all of this is in addition to things that I've already pre-ordered this year, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously too, like whenever we hear news about like the new Xenoblade and Final Fantasy 7 Revival, those will probably also be on the list. So
Yeah. I'm not the person to ask for this one. If you're looking
Brandon
to pick and
pre-ordered
choose.
everything like 3 times.
Not 3.
2.
2.
Not
2
two,
Two.
and not everything.
One sealed
But-
and one opened.
But yeah, I did that a couple times.
Mhm.
Like maybe with Fire Emblem and maybe with Persona.
Oh, geez.
At least he's consistent, y'all.
Oh, you know what? This is what credit card points are for. All right, moving on to the next question. Okay, from That's Bread. And you know what? We love bread on this podcast,
I love
don't
bread.
we? Don't we, Slam? I
Sandwiches
just love
are
bread. Like,
amazing.
yeah, like what are some sandwiches that you love, Slam?
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. In my fever dreams,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about my favorite sandwiches. And a sandwich that's not talked about enough
No.
is a good Reuben.
Yeah.
A good Reuben, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
Thousand Island sauce.
yep.
Yeah.
You know, Cat's Deli, if you're ever in New York,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
stop by.
Shout outs. What about you,
Classic.
Max? What's a good sandwich for you, Max?
Oh man.
What's a good sandwich for you? I love that.
I just keep thinking of like, I don't have them a lot, but like I just keep thinking of a grilled cheese.
Classic.
Just a classic. Like it's perfect with soup.
Yep.
It's just
If you
good.
ever want to make the best grilled cheese that you've ever had, get some like, aged cheddar in there with some other cheeses that are a little bit more melty. And then before you grill it, if you actually put mayonnaise on the outside and grill it with
Yes.
mayonnaise,
Gets
that's the way to go.
I
Yep.
feel you. Yep.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
good. Yeah. And for me, of course, it's a classic fresh sourdough bread, PB&J with some boysenberry jam.
Wow.
Have you ever even
Ooh,
heard of
fancy.
boysenberry?
I think
Yeah.
he was waiting to tell us about this one.
I think he was
Yeah.
holding on to that for a little while.
Yeah. So thanks, That's Bread. Appreciate
Now we're all hungry.
Yeah.
Now we're all hungry.
Doesn't matter how late it is. All right. That's Bread said, hey guys, I hope you've been well. What's the worst dungeon you have encountered in a JRPG? I despise sewer dungeons across the board.
Yeah, me
That's-
too. That's
that's
exactly
fair,
how I would have
honestly.
answered it.
I would say I hate dungeons that incorporate like platforming elements if it's not really a part of the game experience. Like JRPGs, for example, like typically.
Xenogears, dude.
Ugh. I was thinking Tokyo Xanadu because that's one that I played recently where it just felt like the platforming had no purpose and it wasn't even in all the dungeons. So it's like, don't like shoehorn elements that don't really belong. I don't like when dungeons do that. Like at least keep the like style and gameplay consistent in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
I
my
like that
thing.
answer.
Yeah.
I think the dungeons I hate the most are the ones that have some really annoying backtracking gimmick it's not backtracking per se. It's the ones that like there are 4 doors and you have to just like go into them and they warp you somewhere and you don't know necessarily where it goes. And so you just have to like experiment your way through while you're doing like random encounters and crap like that. Like that stuff. I'm like, this isn't fun. This doesn't feel like a puzzle. This feels like a punishment. I don't like this kind of dungeon. So
It's like the Fade in Dragon Age Origins. I don't know if y'all remember that whole level. It was basically going through doors and getting warped, and then you didn't know where you were, and it was a maze. So
I hate those dungeons. Like you give me puzzles and things to figure out where I use my brain, great. But when it's just like guessing work, it's just so frustrating. So yeah. But also sewer dungeons. I can feel that. All right.
Gross. No one wants to crawl around in a sewer.
I know.
And we can get pretty samey, you know.
Yeah. All right. Next one is from Raylix. Says, good day. Shout out to a great age for gaming. Shout out. Hope you're all doing well. Getting straight to it. If someone studied your favorite JRPGs and nothing else about you, what incorrect conclusion would they probably make about who you are?
Wow. I don't have an answer right now. Do you?
I'm thinking about it.
What incorrect conclusion?
Maybe they would think for me, maybe they would think that I wouldn't enjoy shorter stories because a lot of my favorite JRPGs are like these long epic tales or they're like the Trail series that are like, it's just like one overarching story, but it's like so long. Because most of the games that I play and that are my favorite games, they take a long time to tell a story. But truthfully, I also like games that tell shorter, more contained stories. I think sometimes those can be just as meaningful if they're done correctly. So it just really It just depends. If it's a good story, it doesn't matter how short or how long it is, it's good. But I would say, like, thinking about the games that I love, that could be an assumption.
Hmm.
I would say that I only like turn-based games
Okay.
because I'd say the vast majority of my favorite games are turn-based games.
Mm-hmm.
But I like action RPGs too. You know, I like a lot of stuff.
But you're not really a tactics guy
I'm not really a tactics guy
or a Muso guy.
or a Muso guy. What's funny is I am a tactics guy, and I'm not actually really a Muso guy.
Except in
Says the
Xenoblade
guy
Warriors
that-
gets
Except I
announced.
actually
Yeah,
am
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, except
Thankfully,
that he's
it
the
wasn't
only one who
announced today.
beat, Hyrule Warriors.
One day it's going to be announced, Slam.
It wasn't today, thankfully.
What about you, Brandon?
I don't know what incorrect conclusion they would maybe that I'm a warmonger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Like I
like
don't know.
war games.
yeah, I love battles and war and fighting and killing things. I don't know. I'm going to go with that.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Good
That's the best
question,
that I can come up with right now.
honestly.
That is a good question. Yeah.
That really
That's
made
a
us think for
thinker.
a second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Next one is Ophidian Mind. Shout outs.
Shout out
sorry about that.
to Ophidian.
He said, "Do you agree with me that returning to the darker story theme and presentation elements of the early Persona games and combining it with the mechanics of modern Persona games is the best direction for the future of the series? Also, if there are remakes of the early Persona games, would you rather them be modernized versions of the gameplay in those games, or for it to have modern Persona mechanics with the calendar system and social links?"
Yes. Modernize those games. But I wouldn't be mad at a port of 2. But as for the question of the darker roots, I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I don't think they're going to go full dark, kind of like the older ones. I don't.
Mm-mm.
But clearly this is darker than like 4 and 5 for sure. I'm really, really excited to see what they do. I mean, I like horror, and so I could see some really cool horror elements being thrown in here that could be a lot of fun.
Persona Evil 9.
Persona Evil 9. Mag's favorite game.
Yeah.
I love how Persona 6 is actually a Mag's game.
That's the only one that's actually correct as Mag's game that you
we
all
don't
said
get a
so
lot
far.
of horror RPGs anymore outside of like the indie scenes. So if this is
No.
actually dark and creepy, this will be, kind of
And
a fresh thing.
I would endure the dark and creepy for Persona. 1000%. There aren't a lot of games that I would do that for, but
Those monsters are going to be Resident Evil-esque creepy. Mags, get ready. Get ready for it.
that's future Mag's problem.
Evil.
Don't talk about that
Maybe
right
you
now.
should play Resident Evil 9 to prepare
Maybe.
for it. Let us know in the comments
Yeah,
below.
let us know in the comments below what you think about that, because we've been talking to her about it for a while. We would get lots of comments, and not even on our videos, on Slam's videos, and she's still
It's
not
on my
playing Resident
videos,
Evil
true.
9. It's not even a long game.
Listen,
There's really
I'm
no
playing
excuse.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth after many asks for that. So, one thing at a time, please.
Oh,
I'm just one person.
After many asks, so keep asking, y'all. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? She'll get to it. All right.
My goodness. Okay, I'll answer. I think as far as it goes for the darker story theme and presentation, as long as it maintains the balance that we were talking about earlier, like for me, like I'm good with it. Like whether it's darker or not, like as long as it can kind of have that like mysterious pull for whatever that may be, like it's been different across all the games, as long as it has that, plus the balance of kind of like the calendar system and the social interactions and some of the more lighthearted things, like I'm good with it. I just think as long as it can continue to achieve that balance, it's in a good place. As far as the early games, I just want to be able to play Persona 2, whether it's a port or whether it's like a full-fledged remake. Like I would be happy with either. Honestly, I'm not picky. I really feel like it's a good like way to see how the series has grown. So I would just like to see it regardless and be able to experience, just to appreciate kind of like where it started. So
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily agree that returning to the darker story and themes and presentation of the earlier ones with the modern mechanics is the best way to move forward. But that's because I came in with Persona 4, where while there are darker elements, like it is a much more cozy vibe, and I really love that about that game. So I'm definitely here for a darker, creepier direction, especially for 6. Like I feel like we have 3, 4, and 5, and so having 6 be a little bit darker would be kind of cool. But I wouldn't necessarily say I want that for the
3's not
franchise
really
moving forward as a
cozy.
whole. No, 3 is darker.
Yeah. I think that we're gonna be riding the line more with what you get from 3 here.
Sure.
I don't
That's
think
the
they're
sense
gonna
I
go
get as
full
well.
like Persona 1. Like,
No, I don't think they're going to ever
dark,
go back
weird. I don't think that's gonna happen.
there. Yeah.
As far as like remaking the older Persona games, like I personally, especially for 2, I would love to see 2 fully remade. Like fully remade, and the reason for that is because 2 has two games that give you the whole story. So I'd love to see those merge together, and I would love to see them do that as well as adding in some of the modern elements, so that you just get more time to be with the characters and get to know them and see them interact, and all the benefits of social links and things like that. If they ever did come out with 2 again, like I wouldn't mind a port. I wouldn't be unhappy about it, but if they did a full-on remake of 2, that would be really freaking cool. I'd be really excited about that. So that's my take. All right. Next one from Beancake. Shout outs. He said, since it's unfortunate news that Fire Emblem and Trails is out on the same day and Mags has to make the tough decision on what to play. Sorry. If all the games that were announced this past week from all the showcases were to release on that day, and you can only pick one game for that month, what are you guys playing?
Xenoblade Genesis. I think that's it. I think that's my answer.
I'd probably pick that too.
I mean, I don't know if I could pick Persona 6 because I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but that would be my choice. But I haven't seen it. I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it counts. But if it counts,
I
Persona
think
6.
maybe the way to look at it is like you've only seen what you've seen at these showcases. And so you have to pick the game that you would play from all of that. And I know for me, that would be Xenoblade Genesis, like 100%.
I'm going to stick with Fire Emblem, actually.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. I just think, like,
Oh.
You know I would be.
Part of me wants to do Kingdom Hearts 4 too.
I would have the stack of all of them sitting there, and I would just choose Fire Emblem first, but that stack would still be there, and I would absolutely get to them. So yeah,
yep,
for sure. All right, next one, Medic on Ice. Hey guys, been super fun following the showcases with y'all in Discord. Shout outs. Sorry, Mags, again for bringing great darkness to the Discord and September 17th, but more of a silly question that harkens back to my early 20s. What JRPG would you make a great would make a great transition from video game to a traveling ice show?
Okay, I've got this because I read these in advance and I thought about this one because Medic on Ice used to skate for Disney on Ice. Fun fact.
So
he's talked about it before in the Discord.
I missed that. I did not know that.
My answer is definitely Kingdom Hearts 4.
Well, he said spoilers below if on the rest of the question. The real life answer is Kingdom Hearts. It's Disney on Ice with Sora plus Simple and Clean. So he answered it himself too. Yeah. For me, I thought of Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma because of the Earth Dancer concept. So you already have a game that's so focused on the element of dance and how it connects and like the animations that I just feel like that would translate so well to a show on ice because you would be doing a lot of similar movements. You could get some similar props and you could just kind of tell like it's a more simplistic story overall. And so I think that could be easily conveyed in like an ice show performance. So I'm
going to say Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Maybe not the entirety of the game, because holy smokes, that would be the longest ice show of all time. But perhaps segments of it focused on the music and the impact that the music has on the characters.
Yeah. It'd be a great soundtrack.
Ice skating flautists. I mean, come on. Just saying.
Sick.
That'd be sick. That's right.
Like
That's right, Slam.
No. Like
right.
me.
I'm surviving, guys. Don't worry about it. My voice is gone, but I'm still here.
We're almost done.
You're doing great, buddy. We're like
Thanks,
driving this
everybody.
guy into the ground. Yeah. All right.
God
This
bless
is the
him.
Working me
last
to the
one.
bone, these guys.
And
Yeah.
A-Rock is going to give me a bunch of, speaking of working to the bone, he's going to give me a bunch of emojis to run with here. So, and he really brought it today.
He did today,
So.
for sure.
Here we go. Ready? Fire emojis. Yo,
goodness.
finally. Ha ha ha. I'll be able to get a question in without being late to the deadline. Halo. Hope y'all are doing well, guys. Halo again. And a very hearty congratulations to Slam and his family.
Confetti, heart, flowers.
It was a great week with all the gaming announcements. My birthday is on September 17th, and I get both Second Chapter and Fortune's Weave releasing on the same day. Dang!
Sunglasses.
Games I'm really looking forward to. Wolong 2, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, Game of the Year, probably if it's fixed. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Fortune's Weave, Sky 2nd, later sometime. Xenoblade Genesis. I forgot the sweat emoji. Question. No disrespect. I'm conflicted here. But how do you feel about old game remakes versus new games? So point being, I look forward to playing Remake Sky SC and Persona 4 Revival, but I already know what's going to happen. But new games like Persona 6, Fortune's Weave, Dragon's Dogma 2 Arisen, or Dark Arisen, etc., is new, and so I look forward to it, and hence don't really see the excitement for remakes unless it's an old game. And heck, Xenoblade has been ported at this point for ages now. Apologies for my naive takes. Thank you.
Does he mean like ports of newer games or remakes of older games?
So I think what he's asking is basically like, how do you feel about remakes versus newer games? Like when it comes to choosing. So he's like, I've already
Like your
played some of these
excitement
games.
level.
I understand.
But we're getting a
Yeah.
cool remake, and whereas these new games I haven't played yet. So
I think Sky Second Chapter and Fortune's Weave is a good example of this. I
Yeah.
think I really want to play something new. You know, all the time I want to play something new. I replay games all the time too, actually. So I'm not opposed to replaying older stuff. I'm gonna love Persona 4 Revival. I'm gonna love Second Chapter, but Fortune's Weave is exciting. I don't even know what it is. Kingdom Hearts 4 is exciting. I don't know what to expect from that game. My mind would be blown, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, my mind was already blown in Second Chapter
That's true.
when I played it the first time. So it won't be again. My mind will be blown by how beautiful it looks. But you know, just my 2 cents.
thank you, Slam.
You got it, guys, you know.
What about you, Max?
You got it.
I totally understand that point, and to be honest, I think in most cases I would also prefer the newer game because
Shit,
it is
like an example I used.
Well, just
It's
let
a
me
hard
finish
example.
the answer.
Of course. I'm sorry, Mags.
It's okay.
I
I'm
love
not
Second
mad
Chapter.
about it. Let me make my point.
I'm sorry.
Finish.
So anyway, my train of thought was lost. Yeah, so I think
I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay. I think in general, like, yes, I would typically prefer to play a new game because it's fresh. You don't know what's going to happen. And like, there's a very like big excitement about that. But I think we all have very like special games that mean a lot to us where because of that connection, a remake could be just as exciting, if not more. And for me personally, Sky Second Chapter is basically my favorite Trails game out of the entire series, just because of all of the elements that it brings in and how it continues Estelle's story. That I think if it were any other remake, I wouldn't put it above like a new game like Fire Emblem, but because it's that one, it's just so special and it's hard for me to even think of it as a remake. Like this feels just as exciting as a new experience. So I think it just depends on what the remake is.
Yeah.
And
you
how
make
it
a good
stacks
point
up.
there because, for example, there's a lot of unknowns potentially in a remake. You don't know what they could add. You don't know what they could do with that remake. Ocarina of Time, good example. We don't know what the potential for that one is. Sky's the limit,
Yeah.
right? So
That's right. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's another element too. So I love that they are doing some of these remakes because I never played some of these games.
Same.
And that's something that isn't often talked about in these conversations because people who complain about remakes are usually complaining about remakes because they already played those games. So many of us did not play these games. I did not play Sky. I did not play Sky Second Chapter. Persona 4 I did, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. And seeing the presentation, I'm like, yeah, I'm really freaking excited about that because that's a game that I could replay right now and be super pumped about. So you're telling me I'm getting a better version of that? Sure, I'm in, right? That being said, generally speaking, if it's like a remaster or it's a low quality remake of a game that I've already played and something like Fortune's Weave is coming out, then like, yeah, I'm going to choose Fortune's Weave. But the Trails Fortune's Weave is a challenge for me because I haven't played Second Chapter. So it is just as new to me as Fortune's Weave is. It's just that I currently am way more into Fire Emblem than just about any other franchise. So like that's not a preference of remake versus new game. That's a preference of IP because I have
Now-
such a history with Fire Emblem.
Right.
if it is a remake I haven't played, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
'Cause
a
if it's
fair
like
point.
if it's a remake that's like of a legendary game I've never played, right? Like say, for example, I hadn't played Ocarina of Time. And I was like, I just got into Zelda with the two most recent games. And everybody considers Ocarina of Time the best game ever made. Dude, I'd be hyped about that.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want to play. Because
Yeah.
it's new to me.
Yep. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yep. But that's a great question. I just think it's going to depend on the context, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And don't apologize for naive takes, A-Rock. Like that was a good question.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a
You
great
know,
That was a great
it's-
question. Yep.
Don't like have confidence in what you're asking because, you know, it's everybody thinks
was
of really
awesome.
good questions and we really appreciate it and we have fun answering them.
I
Makes
agree.
think.
I mean, look at all the emojis Brandon had to do. That was sick.
That's always a
Yeah,
highlight.
that was wild. That was
Yeah.
wild. Yep.
Loved it.
Well, that is all of the questions for this week. Thank you again, everybody, for sending us the questions. We do love answering these. We love getting to talk with you guys in the Discord. Again, if you are still here and you have not joined us in the Discord, like for real, join us in the Discord. Join the party. We have a ton of fun. We're chatting in there all the time. And if you guys are interested in asking these questions, we have a membership on our channel. You can join our membership and then you can get access to our pre-shows. You can get access to some bonus episodes and you can ask questions when these posts go up. So consider supporting us. We would very much appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you that are already supporting us. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, you are making this happen for us. And with that, I think we are ready to wrap this one up. So Slam, where can everybody find you, buddy?
You can find me on the streets. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me.
Well, maybe.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
If you're in the same town.
Yeah, maybe. You know, I'll just be walking around town, enjoying myself.
Slam Zany?
Is that Slam Zany?
Yeah. Anyway, you can find me on YouTube, Slam Zany, also on Twitter, and obviously right here on this podcast.
Right here on this podcast. Let's go, baby. We didn't even get one of those in this whole thing. So
No,
I need to start
we
doing
just
it more
did, though.
often.
You just did
We did.
now.
We
She
did.
just
Let
did
the
now.
record show.
All right, Mags. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Avenger Mags on Twitter /X and Blue Sky, and also writing for Nintendo Force magazine, and right here on this podcast.
Let's go,
Let's
baby.
go, baby.
And I am
My
Retro
voice
Brandon.
came back just for that.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the effort you're putting into this episode, man.
Mhm.
Retro Brandon, you can find me at Retro Brandon on YouTube, at Novabrand on Twitter, obviously right here on this podcast, and eating some sandwiches on the streets
On the
Let's
streets?
go, dude.
That's right.
In
Street
Zimbabwe.
sandwich?
in Zimbabwe. Yeah, street
Oh,
sandwich.
Zimbabwe.
Yep, that's right.
Forgot about Zimbabwe.
Right, we love our spam sandwiches around here. Let's go.
Spam sandwiches, baby.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe spam sandwiches.
This bro just said Zimbabwe spam sandwiches.
Look, he's been trucking through this episode like a champ. He is
I
sick.
know. Poor spam
Shout out
Zany.
to Slam
Look,
for getting through it.
Look, I like sandwiches just like the next guy. You know,
You do.
I like PB and J's,
Mhm.
Reubens, Italian cold cuts, club
Cubans,
sandwiches.
You know, club
Do I like
sandwiches. Let's
Swiss
go.
cheese? Do I like cheddar cheese? Do I like American cheese? I like them all, dude.
What about provolone? Provolone.
provolone is-
Shout outs.
Perfect
Cheese
on
is
an
good.
Italian sub.
Period.
Mm.
Let's go, dude. Let's
Yeah.
go. Subs for the win.
Oh man, I got a joke for you guys. Are you ready for this to end the podcast? And we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Constipation?
I don't know if I want to answer that. No.
No.
No, I didn't either because it never came out. All right, that's gonna be it for this podcast.
Good
Thanks
gosh.
everybody for joining us, and we'll see y'all
Wow.
on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Later.